Warning. The HD rants contain scenes of graphic ranting, vein-popping rage, and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
I need fuel. Ranting fuel. Ah. Perfect. Leftover steak. And Tony Roma's bold and spicy barbecue sauce. No, I didn't heat it up, okay? Real men don't need to heat up leftover steak. This time around, we're going to be talking about this whole perception of Blu-ray and high definition being a forced upgrade. Oh no! And why that's complete and utter bullshit. But first, I'm going to eat my steak. Red meat! Yeah! That's what I needed. Good old bloody red meat. Let's rant! So something I keep hearing a lot is that a lot of people seem to be perceiving Blu-ray and high definition in general as being a forced upgrade. That, you know, the evil studios and electronics manufacturers are deliberately scaling back on the production of standard definition and DVD and putting more extras on Blu-ray to lure you away from DVD as all part of a grand conspiracy to force all of this high definition on everyone. Because, you know, that's never happened before. Because, you know, DVD is the be-all, end-all definitive home video format ever, and, you know, I thought it was going to be around till the end of history, and so why would there ever be something new? Let me let you in on a little something that I actually said way back in 1999. And matter of fact, I think I said it as early as 1998. What I said was something along the lines of this. DVD is not the be-all, end-all format. It's a transitional format. A transitional format designed specifically for the purpose of getting people used to digital video and paving the way for high definition a few years down the road. Well, here it is a few years down the road, and what's happening? High def is here! Blu-ray is the delivery medium for high def content in home video. We got two high def gaming consoles, the PS3 and the Xbox 360. And lo and behold, DVD is being phased out. Ooh, big surprise! High definition was first discussed and development began in the early 70s as a potential replacement for the various conflicting world standards that existed at the time. Namely NTSC, which is North America and Japan, PAL, which is Europe and Australia, and CCAM, which is Russia and Spain. I don't actually know off the top of my head where CCAM is used. The majority of the world uses NTSC or PAL. The thing is, these two formats are incompatible with each other. You need to have world standard players or region free players and or televisions that can handle both signals. They're different frame rate, different resolution. It's just a big mess. The beauty about high definition is it's a world standard. So you get high definition content in Europe, you can play it on your high def TV in the US because it's the same resolution and the same frame rate. There's no conflict. Where was I going with this little ramble? Oh yeah, should be no surprise. So anyway, high def began to really pick up steam and be seriously developed in the early 90s. I'm going to be doing a series called the Multimedia Chronicles Retro, which is basically a compilation of clips and talking segments and video game playthroughs and stuff that I did back in the early 90s. And you're going to hear me talking about high definition circa 1993. Alright? This stuff is not new. They didn't just spring it on us out of the blue. It's been in development for a very, very long time. If you haven't been keeping up with the way technology is going, then it's your own damn fault for living in a box and not paying attention to these things. Because it should be no surprise at all. To those of us in the know, to those of us who are video freaks and whatnot, who actually pay attention to this shit, it is no surprise. In fact, most of us are sitting back saying, well, thank God, it's about fucking time. We've been hearing about it for God knows how long. Finally, it's here. What took you so long? But back to this whole forced upgrade thing for a minute. That's a really negative way of looking at it. Because to say that Blu-ray is a forced upgrade and act all surprised and indignant about it is just so ignorant. Why? Because good old DVD was a forced upgrade. You don't think so? Well, let's see. When was the last time you were able to buy a new release on VHS or Laserdisc, for that matter? You can't. Why? Because those two formats are dead. Why? Because they were replaced by DVD. I mentioned this in the previous HD rants, but I'll mention it again now. Back when DVD first came out, I was hardcore into Laserdisc, and I was furious. I was like, why the hell are they introducing this new format? Laserdisc is good enough. And in the case of Laserdisc versus DVD, there really wasn't a huge difference in picture quality. Especially if you compare releases from the same time period. You know, late generation Laserdiscs versus first generation DVDs. The Laserdiscs almost always looked better. I mean, there was just no comparison. But things like widescreen becoming more or less the standard, Dolby Digital and DTS surround sound, running commentaries, extras, director's cuts, special editions, like special collector's editions, all of that stuff started on Laserdisc. So I, as a hardcore Laserdisc fan, was all like, what the hell is with this digital format? Why would you want? Because all that we had seen as far as digital video formats went at the time was VCD, which looked like crap. It was 320 by 240 resolution, 30 frames per second, but pixelated all to hell. So I was like, why would anybody want that? Why are they trying to push that as the next best thing? It looks like crap. And I had seen some of the early generation DVDs, and they looked like crap. They really did. Compression artifacts up the wazoo. And they were saying like how, oh, well, with DVD you don't always have to flip the disc. Yeah, well, most of them, Laserdisc was double-sided, so you'd have to flip the disc halfway through the movie. A lot of the early DVDs were too, so where the hell was the incentive? It's like, okay, so I'm basically paying a little bit less to get crappier quality, and I'm still flipping the disc! Well, fast forward a few years, DVD got its act together, we had dual-layer discs becoming the standard, anamorphic widescreen becoming the standard, higher bitrate audio than even the best Laserdiscs were capable of. So in the end, yes, DVD was better than Laserdisc, and if you've seen any number of my other videos, you'll know that ultimately, in the end, I did embrace the format. But when that first introductory period was there, I hated DVD with a passion. And I was considering importing Laserdiscs from Japan just so I could continue collecting them. I hated DVD and I wanted it to die a quick death. But it didn't. Why? It was very well marketed. And for the majority of people out there who were using VHS, it was a huge upgrade. I mean, the quality was far better than VHS, which isn't saying much considering VHS was the lowest quality video format ever created. But for those of us who were using Laserdisc, we already had our high quality format. And we didn't feel the need to change to anything else. I mean, I had been collecting Laserdisc for almost 10 years at the time, and had quite a sizable collection. I had, I don't know, about 200 or 300 titles at the time, which was huge. You know, you see how big my DVD collection is now? Well, about half that size was Laserdiscs. I had a lot. I had a lot back in the day. Once again, in Multimedia Chronicles Retro, I'm going to see if I can dig up some clips of that for you, because I'm pretty sure I showed them off a few times over the course of the video letters. So DVD was pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed until finally it took over. It took over, and it's here. The other thing that just doesn't make any sense to me at all about all these people complaining about Blu-ray being a forced conversion is they had no problem making the jump from VHS to DVD. You know, going from this to this. You can't stick this in a machine that plays this, and vice versa. So you were making the jump from tape to DVD. So you had to buy a whole new player, didn't you? You had to buy a whole new piece of equipment in order to play this new format. Okay. And you couldn't play this on the machine that plays this, unless you were one of the lucky few that had a combo player. The same goes for Laserdisc. If you had Laserdisc, you had to get a whole new player. There were Laserdisc and DVD combo players, but they were ridiculously expensive. So, what's the problem with making the switch from DVD to Blu-ray? I mean, think about it. You're now switching from this to this. But here's the kicker. The machine that plays this can also play this. So it's not like how it was when VHS was replaced by DVD, and VHS was essentially run completely out of town and made totally obsolete and useless to people who now had their DVD player as the center of their home theater. No, because you get yourself a Blu-ray player, you can still play all your old DVDs. So where exactly is the downside? There is no difference between the situation now and the situation then. In fact, the situation now makes it more convenient for you to upgrade. But as I say, the whole purpose of DVD being introduced in the first place was not to be the final be-all, end-all replacement format. It was always intended to be a transitional format. Get people used to the idea of buying movies on disc, digital video, digital features, and then take them into the world of high definition, because that's where they've been planning to go for the past 15 years or more. Or if you want to take it all the way back to the beginning since the early 70s. So for the past 37 years, they've been planning to switch the entire world over to high def. That's longer than most of you watching have probably even been alive. So since before you were born, they've been planning to switch the world over to high def. It's here now, it's not going anywhere, so you can bitch and moan and whine and complain all you want. They did not just do 30 fucking years of research and development to say, oh, sorry guys, the whole thing was a big mistake. Do you honestly think that's going to happen? Any of you? That is so fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but that is just stupid. So this whole crap about it being a forced upgrade. Oh, I don't want to have to repurchase all my stuff all over again. Really? Really? Let me show you something. The Transformers movie, 1986. What a great movie. This is one of the DVD editions. I bought this about 3 times on VHS. I would have bought it on Laserdisc if it had been available domestically. It was only available as a Japanese import, fetching collector's prices right from the moment go. So, I never bought it on Laserdisc, but I did buy it 3 times on VHS and twice on DVD. There's a Region B Blu-ray that came out. If it ever makes its way over here, I'll buy it again. Exo Squad on DVD. Prior to the DVD release, I had it on Laserdisc. Still do. Jace and the Wheeled Warriors, which you know I'm a huge fan of. There was 1 Laserdisc released and a bunch of VHSs. I used to own the VHSs, I don't have them anymore, but I did hang on to the Laserdisc. And of course bought the DVD when it came out. Want to talk movies? How about one of my all-time favorite 80s cheese fests? Howard the Duck on Laserdisc. I also owned it on VHS. Bought it again on DVD. If it ever comes out on Blu-ray, I'll buy it again. Ghostbusters. This is the Criterion Edition Laserdisc, which is absolutely gorgeous. Prior to this, I owned it on VHS. After that, bought it on DVD. They just released a really nice Blu-ray edition, which I'm gonna get. Some of you have seen this before. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Absolutely gorgeous Laserdisc edition. 3 discs. Fantastic. Gotta love it. Oh, there's the insert. Absolutely amazing. Love T2. Never actually owned it on VHS, but I've owned it on Laserdisc twice. And I have the Extreme Edition on DVD. Don't have the Ultimate Edition because most of the contents are the same as my Laserdisc set, but I will get it eventually for completeness' sake. Speaking of Ghostbusters, how about the real Ghostbusters? I still have my stack of VHS tapes. For a long time, this is all that was available of the cartoon. I since happily plunked down a couple $100 to get the complete series set on DVD, which if you want a detailed look at, I did a 5-part review of. If any or all of those things come out on Blu-ray, will I buy them? Of course I will. Why? Not because I'm a consumer whore, but because I'm a collector. I'm a cinephile. I am a movie fan. I'm a TV show fan. I want everything in my collection to be the best possible quality that is currently available. High def is an exponential leap forward in quality. There is just no comparing it to standard definition. It's not all a smokescreen. It's not all public relations. It's not all propaganda. No. If you have eyes, you should be able to tell the difference. There seem to be a lot of people out there who say, I can't really see the difference between regular DVD and Blu-ray, or, you know, up-converted DVDs look just as good as Blu-ray. Do you need a pair of these? Are you that blind? Let's talk about that next time, shall we? Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.